my predisposition to want to be perfect is flawed in and of itself because every day of my life I have woken up with eczema. Like, what the fuck am I doing trying to spend my days trying to make this person think that I'm so great? And I look in the mirror, I'm like, oh, fuck.
I realize that what I'm doing is martial jazz. Right? It's not martial arts, it's martial jazz.
Try it again.
Okay, it's martial jazz. It's martial jazz because it's all improv.
Yeah.
And so that's why I dance so much when I fight, is because what I'm doing is I'm just listening to the music. I'm letting the music play me. The name's JonMac, pro fighter, published author, public speaker. And for the last few years, I've been living life in a van. Meet Appa, my Japanese-inspired tea house on wheels. Welcome in. Coffee, tea, whiskey. That's how it begins. My podcast. The one where we sit and talk about life. Thoughts, stories, human things. You know human things. The things that make us human. If that's your cup of tea, then welcome in. Drinks on me. Okay. All right. Welcome into Appa.
Thank you.
Feel free to move those pillows around. The small one's comfortable behind your back if you want, if you like extra lumbar support, but feel free to just move left, right, whatever it is that you should do. Lumbar support.
Because I'm 30 now.
Ooh! Happy birthday again. Happy birthday again.
Thank you. Dude, I can't believe it. All of my homies were texting me, messaging me, happy 30th birthday. I've made it. I've crossed the threshold.
The threshold
of the beginning of your last decade. Because we're 10 years apart.
We are. Yeah. I'll be 40
not last,
this year.
excuse me. Previous.
Yeah.
My
hopefully
bad.
I continue to live, right?
Yeah. That's crazy. Hey, we never know.
You never know.
Even more of a reason to do cool
am I
shit.
missing a coaster?
Hello. It probably flew up. What is it? Oh, it's not stacked?
Oh, it is. All right, I'm gonna pour us up some waters.
Okay.
Can I offer you anything else to drink? Coffee, tea, whiskey?
Whiskey.
And how do you want your whiskey? You want it on the rocks? You want it neat? You want a Japanese highball? How you feeling?
Too high. Highball. Damn, wait, I have a too high. Highball. I have a too high in the fridge. Japanese, what is it? Like the sparkling. I'll get it. I'll show you later.
All right. I'm going to put these on the table. Can
Thank
I
you.
hand you this water?
Yes.
Boom.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. Highball, you said?
Yeah.
All right, let's do it. What do I need? I need soda water.
Dude, what was it like
whiskey.
being in here for 3 years?
What was it like being here for 3 years? I think it was different every year.
Yeah.
Right?
Dude, it was so like the timing of you doing all of this was just crazy because
Doing all this as in like the van or the podcast?
the van generally.
Okay. Yeah.
Like, of course he's gonna be living in a fucking van. He's the one person I know that would actually do it.
Yep. I did it, guys.
Fucking Leo.
Peaceful.
Yeah.
I think peaceful is the biggest one. Peaceful and freedom. Like if I had to just like narrow it down to words,
Yeah.
having all of your stuff with you all the time.
Yeah.
It's like literally like when I was like backpacking through Southeast Asia. It's like all I have with me is
What's in my backpack?
This is it,
Yeah.
And so it's the same, like this is all, everything I have is just what's in here.
Yeah.
So that was cool. The freedom to just go wherever, be wherever. The peacefulness of being by yourself. Now, I'm not saying that there wasn't times of isolation where you're feeling a little lonely or it's just kind of like a different vibe. But it's really peaceful. Like at any time, like I just come into the space and I'm just like, I'm in my space. Like this is curated to be like exactly how I want it. Like it's my space. You know what I mean?
There's an apartment everywhere.
Yeah.
Cause like when I'm here, Versus Vegas, I'm like, fuck, I miss being in my space. But then for you, your space is literally behind you.
Yeah.
Everywhere that you go.
Everywhere that I go, dog. So
crazy.
speaking about your space in Vegas, you're no longer about to have your space.
I
Because you're
know.
moving back to the Yoon.
It was a really hard decision to make. I think I talked to you about it a little bit when we had gotten brunch a few weeks ago.
Yep.
But I had moved to Vegas in 2023 summer.
2023 summer.
Yeah,
okay,
June.
so just shy of, oh no,
Yeah.
because your lease is till June, so it'll be 2 years.
Mm-hmm. So, it was different for me at that time. We were in and out of COVID. The pandemic had happened. I was with somebody at the time that was living in Vegas, and I had initially wanted to go just to be closer to them, right? And then
Ooh, that was cool.
that was sick.
I wasn't planning for that to happen. It's my first time using this ice and these glasses that I got from Daiso.
Oh, for real?
Arigatou gozaimasu.
Daiso.
Yeah, I've been doing a lot of,
Arigato.
to kind of just interrupt you real quick.
Yeah, no.
I've been doing a lot of like R&D for season 2.
Yeah.
Of like, what else can I change? What else could I do?
Yeah.
Like yesterday, I made a iced matcha latte for the first time because I'm like, what if I want to make that on the fucking show?
How did it turn out?
It was pretty good. I think what I learned after that first one is like, I want less milk.
Yeah,
in terms
matcha?
of like the ratio and more matcha.
Yeah.
But you figure it out as you go.
You
know
cut
what I
it
mean?
with any sweetener?
I didn't. I tried to put some honey at the very end, but it was hella late because it's like already in the iced drink. So like the honey was not gonna.
It wasn't going anywhere.
No, it wasn't going anywhere. It was just the same. Just a fucking clump of honey in there. Do you have any Rex? Do you make matcha?
Naya does. She makes matcha often.
Really?
What do you use to mix it? You use the traditional.
Yeah, dude. I got one of those fucking.
The Wallace.
The Wallace.
The
Wallace
Japanese-
ting ting.
Yeah,
the
the Wallace.
The mini Japanese Wallace.
The matcha Wallace, man. Yeah, I don't make matcha myself. I make coffee, so.
I know you're a coffee guy.
Coffee guy. Yeah, I get it from Abe and my dad, because Abe,
Yeah.
Savage Mind.
Yes,
Yeah.
I do.
That's the fucking coffee king.
Is he?
Yeah, he
I
makes
didn't
his
know
own
that.
beans now.
Oh, does he?
Yeah, and he sources them from the Philippines.
Really?
Yeah. He would actually be a super interesting person to talk to on a podcast just because he has worn so many hats
Yes, I love that.
and he lives his life through the lens of jazz. Like that's just how he sees.
Okay, can we continue to talk? But let's
Yeah.
pin this topic of jazz.
Okay.
Because I just remembered that this is actually a conversation I want to talk to you about.
Okay,
But keep
okay,
going,
yeah.
keep going about it.
I'll save most of it for later, but everything that he does, why he does it, how he approaches his methodology for anything, whether it be coffee, cooking, making music, living life, is just through the lens of jazz. And what I mean by that is, jazz, you just have a framework or you have some of the tools. And a lot of the times it's just live composition.
Do you want a straw?
No. Should I drink it with a straw?
No, I just thought I'd ask.
What, are you gonna offer me a sippy cup next?
Hey, you're 30 now, man. You've graduated.
I know.
You've graduated from sippy cups, dog.
If I get a straw, at least let me get the one with the bend in it,
All right. I
Yeah,
think
but
that's
anyway.
good over there. Oh, I didn't even time how long I've been recording for. I've been trying to do that. Let me just take a look right here. All right, we're about 9 minutes in. I am gonna pause you on that conversation real quick because I'm gonna move this to the other side.
Yeah.
Boom. We'll put that in here. You guys already know how I roll. I just be figuring it out as I go. We'll leave my phone there. This looks good.
Suntory whiskey.
Yep, I'm trying to get a sponsorship by them, yo.
That'd be lit.
Let's go switch.
Part of your
thing there.
disclaimer should be that we do not drink and drive. The van is stationary.
The van is stationary. We are here. I'm not going anywhere, guys.
Yeah.
I'm not going anywhere.
The van is indeed stationary. Okay. Nobody's driving.
All right, let's see. Boom. That looks good to me-ish. Maybe. How about right there? Tarayo.
Very nice.
That looks all right to me. All right, let's do a little audio sync. Let's see if that worked. That's still going. That's still going. I'm sweating up in here.
See, look, I just don't move.
I know, that's the trick. That's the trick.
But you're doing all the work, so I don't have much else to say.
Come by. Happy birthday.
Thank you. Woo, first drink on my birthday. Damn.
How do you feel? Do you need more soda water in there?
Damn, that's fucking good.
Oh yeah, it's delicious. Oishi desu.
Oh my. Damn.
It's hella good, right? It's
This
very
might
simple.
be like my new drink.
Yes.
As I enter into this new
love
decade.
that. I love that. I love that.
Fuck tequila, you know. Hennessy's been gone.
Yeah, tequila's fun for a night out, though.
Yeah, okay.
That's fun for a night out. It's fun for a night out.
Vodka, you're like 12. Don't talk to me.
Let me put this fan on a little bit. I hope this doesn't affect the audio, but it's
Even if
fucking
it does,
hot.
it's
But before we get into it, before we jump back into it, now that we're sitting at the table, I would like to introduce the guest today. Everybody, this is Niko Martinez.
That's me.
That's him. That's
I
him.
have 4 names. Niko,
Yes.
Stefan, Angeles, Martinez.
Ooh, you're like...
But people don't know that. They see my ID, they're like,
I didn't know the Angeles part. I knew the
it's my
Stefan.
mom's name.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, my mom's maiden name.
Oh, that's hella Filipino. Same
Yeah.
with me. Monasterio. That's my mom's maiden name.
Where did that name come from?
Obviously, Spain.
No, but I mean, like, I didn't know you had that name.
Oh, yeah, see?
Same
Same
point.
thing. Yeah,
Same
yeah.
point.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, damn.
But yeah, this is my nephew.
It's my uncle.
Yep, yep. He is also, if you so today's the 21st. Today is his birthday. Yesterday was the 20th, Easter, and also the premiere of season 1. And on season 1, episode 1, we actually talk about you.
Oh, what the fuck?
Yeah, we talk about you.
That's crazy.
I was talking about, if you have watched that episode, I was talking about things that I did to heal from my divorce and what I was working on at the time. And one of the things that I was working on was an audiobook, Exit the Dragon.
Yeah.
This is the producer of that audiobook. As well as all the music you've been hearing on all these episodes, he also produced all of that music.
Oh, man.
Yeah, and then like I said, you know, having somebody during the pandemic to kind of hold space with and share kind of what you're going through in relationships, he was that guy. So he's played a lot of roles in my life. Out of respect, the 10-year gap, he calls me uncle, it's my nephew, but he's also just my brother. He's also just my friend. Like we share a lot of different relationships, but being Filipino, you know, we always err on the side of respect, right? Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's been one of my most proud moments when it comes to just like anything creatively. Just because we did like 3 iterations of the audiobook.
Yep.
And it took the 3rd to finally get it right. And like we did it in full twice through, and I was just like, no, I don't think this is gonna
The first
work.
one, we didn't have the thing, huh?
No, we didn't have the spaceship.
We didn't have the spaceship
No,
thing.
well, we didn't have the UFO.
Yep, yep.
Right?
Oh, yes, yes.
We had the UFO, the purple fucking.
Yeah, that was the second iteration.
Yeah, and then we built the house.
Yeah.
The spaceship.
The PVC curtains, blankets. We were throwing blankets over the top.
Blankets over the top.
So this is where I recorded yesterday, which was October 10th. No, take that back. October 12th. But today we built a fort by putting a roof on top of this. So you come into the oasis.
Like sound blankets to get it to fucking work, just because like you listen to an audiobook, you know, you're recording a vocal for a rap song, you can hear people's chains in the back clinking. It's fine, you know, because you can mix it with a beat. But like when you're narrating an audiobook, it's you.
That's it.
And your stomach sounds.
Yeah. Acapella.
Acapella. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
So we had to get it right. And that was a very, very difficult project just because I didn't know what they were looking for in terms of standards.
Right.
I didn't know how long it was going to take. I don't know anything about mixing a fucking audiobook. And my uncle poured his heart and soul into this project, and he asked me to be a part of it. So I'm just like, well, fuck, we got to do it right, you know? And so we did it once at the studio, and we finally just like transitioned.
Yeah, we only did a few chapters over there when we realized like, no, we need to change up the vibe.
And I told my mom, I was like, Mom, we're going to have to record this project. That was in the... When did you start that? Was it during the pandemic?
It was during the pandemic. I want to say it was
fall?
like
Summer and then fall.
Fall.
Yeah. 2020.
Yeah, I think it might have been summer when we started at the studio, and it was still like at after hours, and then it just kind of bled into the fall.
Yeah.
I don't remember when we finished. If we finished before
shit's fucking good.
The new year or not. Yeah, it's simple too. It's just literally whiskey, soda water, and then a little bit of citrus.
That's fucked up. That's fucked up how good it is. Oh, sorry.
It's great on a hot day like this, right?
But yeah, the project was really important to me because I read the book multiple times over, and we've had a lot of conversations just around masculinity, killing the dragon, killing your ego, right?
Yep.
And it's funny, as I was approaching today, I think I did one podcast with Daryl and TJ Stila the other month. And then I did one when I was like 21.
Okay. So one recently and one almost 10 years ago.
Yeah.
All right.
And so it's actually cringy to me looking back at the one when I had done it when I was like 21 or 22, something like that. And that was with Kuya Chris. He goes by Kuya Chris, and it has nothing to do with him, but everything with how I was at that time. I was coming off of doing shit with the Blue Devils, just having a huge ass ego, right? Being front and center with everything. Just recently graduated from the fucking #1 public university. And everything that
It's Berkeley, by the way.
Yeah. And everything that had kind of embodied what I was going through at that time and who I was, like I look back at that person and I'm like, who are you? And a lot of it is just performance. Mm-hmm. So I hearkening back to what I was saying about the book, a lot of our discussions, and just like life that we had lived in between all of the recordings, right, was just, picking at things that we've encountered in relationship, see how we see ourselves in life. And that time period really helped me grow, and why I've always been drawn to not working with you, but like looking at you as a mentor in so many different aspects. A lot of it just has to do with having many different male role models in my life that are important, right. And you're definitely one of them. And
thank you.
And you have unlocked a side of creativity that I would not have tapped into had you not asked me to be part of this project.
Love that.
And
Love
it just, and obviously we go way back from when I was at the Den. You
were like what, 8 years old?
8 years old, same weight, just half my size. Size husky.
I'm trying to find some of them pics.
No, oh my god.
I think it's okay. So like to talk about that, I think it's okay to cringe at younger versions of ourselves because that means we've grown. Yeah. Right? If we didn't cringe at it, that means like we're the same person. Yeah. Like if you didn't cringe at that person you were at 21, then it means you haven't changed. Like that's still me. I'm still this, this person. Yeah. So it is a symbol of growth. And,
that's true. That's true. That's a healthy perspective to look at it from. But also, like, I just don't want to look at it, But to your point, though, it's funny to look back at and just reflect on, what I actually cared about during that time, and looking at what is actually important to me now, entering a new decade, which is crazy.
Okay, so before we even touch on that new decade, because 30 years old, that's a milestone.
Yeah,
that's a milestone.
Yeah.
Who were you then at 21?
Yeah.
Talking about that podcast you were on. Who were you then at 21 versus who you are now?
I was somebody that was doing a lot of shit for performance reasons. I was really insecure about myself, just who I was and what I felt like it meant to me at that time to be a man. I had a on and off strained relationship with my dad, and it's a lot better now because of a lot of different reasons. That was pre-therapy, pre-family therapy, and a lot of the shit that I was doing was for the wrong reasons. It's because I wanted to feel wanted and seen, and I was trying to search for like this feeling of security and feeling nurtured and experiencing all of these things of like being soothed elsewhere that I did not provide for myself. And a lot of it had to do with unpacking, you know, shit that had gone on in the family, shit that I had experienced growing up, and, you know, the choices that have led me to be where I was at that time. And people would always experience me as somebody that's always positive and genuine, but I didn't understand what genuine meant to them because a lot of it was just a facade, you know? And so, you know, you and I have had a lot of conversations about literally alchemizing ourselves.
Yep.
And a lot of that had happened after I had exited a very difficult relationship for me at that time. Getting into a new one, entering the pandemic while exploring my identity of being a producer and DJ / artist, walking away from being a student after trying to be a high performer in every space that I was in, to now having no structure and learning how to create that for myself. That, you know, I realized a lot of that structure was spoon-fed by the institutions that I was in. School, you know, music activities, extracurricular activities, same shit. So now I'm a lot more, I feel like I have a lot more certainty in who I am, and it's less about what I want people to experience me as, and more so just being right with myself. You know, so I have not sacrificed one thing to make the type of music I make, and I'm blessed and privileged to have a full-time job, right? So, in respect to all the artists that fucking do this shit full-time, because that shit is fucking hard, you know? I see you, you know? But for me, I was like, I want to be able to keep music as something that will always be a passion project and not something that just wears me down, you know? Plus, I need health insurance. I got eczema, pre-existing health condition in the United States, requires health insurance.
Oh, shit.
Because I would like my EpiPen. I don't want to pay $600.
Which is out of control, by the way.
Yeah.
We don't got to go in that direction.
Yeah, I know.
Like,
That's outside of the scope of this, you know? But,
oh, shit.
Yeah. Now, after having lived in Vegas for a couple years, taking time to understand what it is that I enjoy about myself, how I want to curate what I want my life to look like, being very certain in the people that I want to surround myself with in my village, to understanding how I like to spend my time, knowing how I like to approach even something as simple as cooking a meal, to have it align with my philosophy in life, you know, which is fuck it. Which is a huge drastic change from like what it was like during that time when I had that podcast, because I had the next 7.5 years of my life planned, literally fucking mood boarded out. You know, I want 2.5 kids, you know.
2.5.
Everything is in line. Everything's just in line with some random statistic.
Sure.
You know. Whereas, you know, life just happens, and now I'm just a lot more grateful with everything and a lot more filled with joy because of the fact that as opposed to being disappointed by things that I'm expecting, now being grateful for the things that I do have, whilst maintaining these spaces that I can create for myself that ultimately contribute to my happiness, you know? So, I don't know. I don't think as hard as I used to.
Right. Overthinking things and just like worried about this.
Right. Which is kind of the opposite of how I explained the
story arc right there.
Yeah, the story arc, right? The irony. But it was way worse before.
Yeah.
You know? Because I would just use logic to over-explain everything and not understand the core of what it is that I was feeling, you know? I didn't ask how people were doing to genuinely care about how they were feeling, but to show that I was somewhat interested in what they were going through, so that they could have an impression upon what I was like.
Who you were.
Yeah.
Niko's the type of person that...
Yes.
XYZ.
XYZ, you know? garbage, you know? And I didn't realize how that had impacted me until until I realized like that I didn't really know myself, you know, and that I was just doing a lot of music shit because it looked cool or whatever, which is what it turned into. Because I didn't start music just because it looked cool. I started music because I loved it,
Right.
you know, and so I'm coming back to that now, where I just try to make music with people that I want to build with, and do creative projects with people that I want to continue to grow with because I believe in it, you know.
Mm-hmm.
It would be different if I had to do it full time. Granted, I may not be able to answer that fully because I haven't delved into that.
Right.
Right. But I like the balance that I have with being able to work basically 2 jobs, you know, and I'll have my art be solely tied into
Your main job. It's
my main job.
This is my passion.
The capitalistic nature that is the world that we live in.
It is the world that we live in.
You know. So, anyway, I'm 30.
You're 30.
That's what it all led up to.
Do you feel okay? So being 30. Actually, before I even go into that,
Yeah.
Who are you now at 30? Because if I ask you this question again in 10 years, right? You talk about like this kind of decade age gap that we have.
Yeah.
The person who you are at 40 is going to be different than the person you are at 30.
Yeah.
Right? Because I think about myself. I'm definitely different. My mentality, all that things. Even though I felt like I was pretty locked in at 30.
Yeah.
I mean, not like I am now.
Yeah.
But I still feel like I was pretty locked in. So
Yeah.
in this moment today, man, you're 30 years old. Like who are you in this moment today?
Things are a lot more simple for me.
Like
yeah. I don't trip off of shit that I feel like I used to trip off of a lot before. You know, I don't really involve myself too much with like trying to make sure everything around me is okay. You know, spending time like trying to figure out everything in my life. If anything that the last 2 years has taught me is that, you know, it's less about what choice to make and more so understanding how to live with what comes after the fact. You know, so that has made me a lot more accepting of knowing that life will just continue to happen, you know. One person had said to me, because people were greeting me for my birthday today, you know,
Right.
they were like, I realized that the last time that this person had messaged me was a year ago. It was the same message, happy birthday, you know? And I was like, I know life's been lifing, you know, as we say. And he had said, you know, life be moving, so we do too. You know, and so I think I feel like there's a lot less structure in my life, and I find myself saying that I don't care as much, and not to the level of apathy, but just because, like, I'm fine.
You're fine.
I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm more than just fine. I'm good. You know. Of course, you know, the person that I am today, I'm a successful producer in my own right. You know, by my own measures of success. I've made a lot of music with my friends, and that beats any sort of top tier placement with the biggest hottest fucking artists. You know, like I have a whole catalog of work that I've been a part of, and I never would have anticipated that it would have turned into that. You know, and for other people, you know, their measures of success are like, I want to get signed to a label, which I have no idea what that looks like. Where I want to get the biggest placement with my favorite artists. I do know what that looks like because I did that. And trying to keep on doing that, you know, like, but for me, I guess I'm in a state of maintenance because there's been a lot of change that has been happening. You know, when I moved to Vegas, it was my first time being away from home since I was in college. But even when I was in school, I was only 30 minutes away.
Right. So you're still in the Bay. You're still
I'm going home every weekend.
You're still part of the village. Right?
Yeah.
You're still all the functions that are happening. You're still a part of all the functions.
Happening.
It's still happening. Yeah.
I can go to my friends' schools.
Yeah.
In the different cities to partake in the festivities, aka party. The nerdy way of saying that. And then, but being away. Really just taught me a lot about myself, especially being the eldest, being away from my two siblings that are here, being away from my parents, The caveat was I got to meet my half-sister, for the first time in my life. And that was very critical and very important to my healing, talking about the shit that had gone into my family.
Yep.
And I had no choice in what that was like for me growing up, but now being an adult, making the proactive choice to be involved in my sister's life, was important to me, right? And I also built very strong relationships and friendships with people out there.
Was this your first time connecting with her?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
How old is she?
She is 20.
And she's out in Vegas.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, it was heavy. I think about it a lot. She even texted me today for my birthday. She's like, it makes me sad to think about all the time that we've missed out, but I'm glad that with the relationship that we have now, it's as if no time has passed.
Yeah.
And so those are the types of reasons that made it difficult for me to transition to coming back home. I've made they're not even friendships. They're basically my family,
Yeah.
So it's with my sister, with my friend Jory and his wife Tori, with my friend Ryan and his fiance Camille, with my boy Mark and his wife V, all of these people that have made home away from home, also made it okay for me to explore and make Vegas feel like this. This is my community.
Yeah.
In the same way that the village was here.
Right. You just have another village now.
Right. And it was also affirming to me because I was like, if I could do this here,
you could do it anywhere. If y'all wasn't already gonna say it,
I could do it anywhere.
You could do it anywhere.
And you've always told me that.
Yeah.
There are two things that you've always told me.
Oh, I'm curious. I don't even know what it is that I've always told you.
Two of many things, right?
Okay, sure. Yeah,
two of many, right? One is, if you are unable to find change, let the environment be the change, right? That's one thing. AKA, get the fuck out of here, right?
Yeah, that's some Rick Rubin shit too. If you haven't read The Creative Act, A Way of Being, Rick Rubin, artists, all you artists out there, read that book. He talks about that in there too.
Yeah. And the second is, what you can do in one place, you can do everywhere. Mm-hmm. In the same way that how we are in one way is how we are in every way.
Right.
Right. And so I realized that what I was able to do is really just an extension of how I've been able to build my community of care for myself while I'm home. Mm-hmm. And it's been so important for me to have those folks that I have mentioned, on top of my grandparents that live out there as well,
right,
to explore, creativity. I forgot to mention, I was working very closely with a studio out there called Junction Sound. Dawson runs that studio. I've met a lot of great people through that space. And that was basically my after hours at home, now placated out there.
Sure.
With all these different types of artists. And a lot of strong friendships that I got to build through that too. With people like Dev, Suge, Joey, Torion, Dawson himself, fucking Jerry. All these people that I've been able to just congregate around.
Yeah.
Because I know that they're good for my spirit. And we can make some fire ass shit together. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I wouldn't have it any other way. You know, and a lot of where I'm at right now is just stepping into who I am genuinely. You know, and that's just somebody that loves music, somebody that loves being able to make a meal for someone, somebody that loves to be able to just spend time just vegging out, doing whatever, you know. And that's what I mean in terms of I don't care, and that things are a lot more simple. I just don't do all that. I don't have time for the extras, and who knows what that'll look like in 10 years.
Right.
To your point,
Right.
you know, when I reach the next decade, like, what the fuck will my time be like then? You know. Also, now being in a new relationship for the last handful of months, you know, and the most beautiful relationship that I've been a part of, you know, which is also the reason why I'm coming home.
Yeah. Okay.
For the record, I love you, Arlene. Okay.
Damn. If you didn't know, now you know. Before we even go into that space, though, and kind of like as we're like leaving Vegas here, you talked about you learned a lot about yourself.
Yeah.
Right? And you're mentioning all these people you connected with. You basically built a village. I don't know if built is the right word. Those people already exist, right?
Yeah, they have pre-existed.
You've assimilated into a village where you feel authentically yourself and you can thrive.
It's like the puzzle piece.
Yeah.
My logo, right?
Exactly.
I just fit myself where I could and attracted everybody that kind of fit with that, you know?
Exactly. In that 2 years, what were some of the greatest things you learned about yourself?
I like being on my own. Probably more than I thought I did. Because a lot of my identity was based in what I could do for others. You know, I'm an older brother. I'm a son. I am a producer for this person. I am an engineer for this person. I'm a great employee for this individual, for this company. I'm a great partner too, right? It was a time of just me doing whatever the fuck I wanted. And how liberating it is.
Yes, dog.
How liberating it is to just experience that. You know, not everybody has that. And I get that. Which is why I'm super grateful.
Right.
To have had that. At least for some period of time. Because it's so important to have experienced that. You know, I look at that's probably the biggest lesson. The greatest moment that I've been able to... What was your question?
Yeah, basically, like, what is some of the greatest, if not the greatest thing, like, you learned about yourself in that 2 years? And you said, like, you enjoy being independent, like, by yourself.
Yeah. I also understood, in a roundabout way, how much my mom has sacrificed for us. You know?
What a delicious realization.
Like, I didn't know how much time my mom poured into us to make sure that we were fine. More than fine. You know, that we were great. I don't know, that's kind of crazy. Like, it's not like I was a fucking deadbeat at 28 at home, you know? But just like, my mom is the typical Filipino mother. Always making sure that there's food on the table. If my friends are coming over for a studio session, you know, they're fed as well. You know, if we have a family party, all of my friends are invited. If it's not my party, they're welcome to come. I remember the first week that I moved to Vegas, I was like, oh shit, I have nothing in my fridge. The fuck you mean I gotta, you know what I mean? Like, and
yeah.
A lot of it is because, like, I didn't want to be disrespectful cooking my own shit in the kitchen.
Right.
Like, in the same way that the studio is mine, the kitchen is my mother's. Right? So, I'll just go eat my homies.
Right.
You know, and I hope you get groceries when I can. Or when you want me to. But, like, yeah, it was interesting. I didn't know how I like to spend my time until I figured out how to fill it myself. You know?
I'm so happy for you. No, really. I'm so happy for you because I feel like, well, one, I love you.
Yeah, I love you too.
You want another one?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
Actually.
Let me finish this thought and I'll make us another one. I feel like that is such a powerful realization and perspective for you to go through of like, I didn't realize how much my mom provided for us or what she gave to us or this and that. Because I feel like in general, right? This is not for every single person, but in general, like kids don't understand what their parents do to provide for them.
Yeah.
In all relations.
In every way.
Not just Filipino. Like
Yeah.
obviously you talk about like, oh, my mom's Filipino, so it's like that extra.
Yeah.
Just like you kind of being by yourself, I think that is an important thing, not just as a person, but as like, even especially as a Filipino, because everything is always congregated, everything is always together, everything is always,
and that was a big reason.
Too, I'm a kuya too, so I'm
in relation with, and it's natural with not even our culture, but the language, right? Everything is in relation to,
right.
You know, I'm not, there's this one page that talks about how our language in and of itself dictates why we commune in the ways that we do. And I'm not fluent in Tagalog, right? But like,
neither am I. Sorry, Filipino people. Filipino American here. I'm one of the you know.
And I'm going to the Philippines. They might jump me. They might fuck me up. But I'm not going down without a fight. You know what I'm saying? You hear the knuckles crack. But no, like, you know, the way in which we care for each other is so rooted in just making sure that the next person, if you need a shirt and it's the last one on my back, I'm giving you it.
Right.
If you are hungry, I'm feeding you, even if I am hungry. That is ingrained within our culture, you know, which is why it was so difficult for me to leave. You know, it was so difficult for me to move because I'm a mama's boy through and through, right?
Yep.
And because of, you know, the incredibly tumultuous relationship that my parents shared, you know, I wanted to be there for the both of them, right? So I was always finding myself as the mediator for a lot. So talking about how I tied myself to all of these things that define me in terms of my identity, leaving the role of being a mediator, being the one that's in between of all these things, like I was the bearer of information since I was young. Right.
You're basically the one passing the notes in class.
Yeah.
Like, all right, this is what mom said. This is what dad said. You know?
Yeah.
You keep talking. I'm going to make us a second round.
Yeah. And so, like, just being in the middle of that was a lot, you know? And so that's why 2 years ago, when I had left to go to Vegas, I was just like, you know what? Fuck all this. I don't want to do any of this. I'm out. Like, I don't want to fucking do any of this shit, man. And I'm so happy that I did. Because not everybody can. You know, I understand the privilege that comes with having the choice to be able to make that decision, right? And I'm so grateful that I did. Because I think it was really important for me to kind of fully shake this layer, you know, and who knows what the next 10 years will hold, right? But knowing what I know now about myself and how important people are, like, it's even more of a reason for me to come back, right? Because the how do I say, the pros and cons of leaving or staying are the same. The players are just different.
Oh, okay.
Right? There are 3 categories: family, friends, and exploration of creativity. All 3 of those are the same on either side. The people are just different. Right? The family just looks different. Whether it's here in the Bay.
Except you got
or in
Arlene
Vegas
as a kicker.
And she is the X factor. Right? And I love it.
And I love that for you.
I did not expect it. The fucking +10 Uno wild card. In the best way. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
For the record, I don't know. I was rotating these. I don't know whose is whose.
It's all right.
So y'all have to determine which side it belonged to. I really don't know. The fucking whiskey highball off no food in the stomach is crazy.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday to me.
Oh shit, I guess I didn't even need to open the second one.
It's all good. Thank you, Unc. Yeah, so the X Factor is my current girlfriend. The fucking sweetest person that you can ever find. And you've met her.
Yeah.
You met her once at Lone Crow.
Yeah. And then I saw her today.
Yeah,
and from what I know of her, she's really sweet.
She's very sweet. She's just down with whatever. And she's loyal. She's very tender in the way in which she loves. And she encourages me to live out all of these different lives that I have. And to have somebody there for you unconditionally. Why wouldn't I move back home?
Oh, I love that.
Why wouldn't I move back home for that? I've not lived with anyone before. Partner-wise, you know. What are you doing there? Are you doing like a... What is that?
So you basically take you basically peel a piece off, right?
Okay.
After that,
Does it actually do anything?
Yeah.
It does?
Yeah, you express the citrus, the lemon.
Express.
Yeah. So basically, when you here, let's take a little piece. I'll just take a little small piece right here.
I'm so sorry if I'm offending all of the people that have made me drinks when trying to get fucked up. My apologies for my ignorance, son. My uncle's about to teach me
We'll just do this right here. So you'll see, like, as you like this.
Oh!
You feel all that?
Sakit! The eczema on my hands. Ow! Lemon.
Yeah. And then after that,
I see. Okay.
Sometimes, like, say if I were to make an old fashioned.
Oh shit!
Then I'll even take the orange peel and I'll basically go around the glass so that when they drink their drink, they even smell it. They have a little bit of extra.
Okay. Let the record show. I was an idiot. Sorry, but
not idiot, ignorant.
Ignorant.
Just didn't know.
I was an ignorant.
It doesn't. I was an ignorant.
I was
not an immigrant, but I was an ignorant.
Oh my god. Yeah, sorry. Okay, we were talking about Arlene. Yeah, it was incredibly unexpected how we had our origin story. Okay.
Oh yeah, origin story. I love these. Cheers to Arlene.
Cheers to Arlene. She is inside working for the man. So damn, it's just as good as it. What the fuck? What the fuck?
So simple. That's fucked up. I apologize. Don't cancel me.
Fuck. Hey, if you're not on the internet, it's fine. How can you be canceled in real life?
Oh, you're right. You're right. Anyways,
we can take that whole section out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fuck it. Anyway.
No, honestly, I don't edit anything out. I mean, I really try my best to not edit anything out. There's maybe 2% that I edit out, and it's not even because of what someone says.
Yeah.
It's maybe just because of whatever. Because the idea is, I want to have real conversations with real people about real shit, and I don't mean any harm by that. You know what I mean? Like, and I feel like our society.
You're not welcome in Chinatown anymore.
I feel like our society.
Is that racist of me to say?
No. Is we're overly sensitive.
Yeah.
We're overly sensitive. You know.
Oh, okay. Wait. Hold on.
Okay.
I went to Berkeley, where it was fucking crazy. Like, you couldn't do shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, why you talk like that? Why are you saying that? Fuck you mean? You know, I get what you're where you're coming from and why you say what you say. But like, that was such a microcosm that does not port over to the world in a real way.
Right.
Like, I can't be trying to tell every non-black person to not say the N-word, because then I look like a fucking tool.
Right.
Just because, and I agree, you should not be. Right.
Right. I also agree.
But in that space of Berkeley, it's like you're outed, everything, right? And that's like a whole other, I don't know, what am I trying to say?
It's okay.
There's all these different types of spaces where, like, I am of that, where, you know, I am trying to push the envelope in certain ways, and I understand how important it is for liberation, and also at the same time, the world that we live in, we still have bills to pay, got shit to do, you know. So how do you balance that, you know? And a lot of it, you just choose what. To your question earlier, God, my mind.
It's okay.
To your question earlier of where I'm at 30,
Yep.
I was very fiery at 21.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I was very quick to shoot down a bunch of shit, be very vocal about every single thing that I felt like was wrong. I didn't know what that looked like to ask myself what I needed to improve and work on, right? So I feel like I pick and choose my fights a lot more now. You know? And I stand up for what I believe in terms of the betterment of the world and my values.
Right.
Because also understanding what that will be like when I have to pass that down to the next generation, right? I would like to be on the right side of history, right? Free Palestine. Okay.
For real though.
Yeah, for real. And so, but also understanding where I pick and choose which fights I'm able to be most impactful in, that's where I kind of see my value, my worth, and knowing that I have to take time to take care for myself. You know,
I think that's super important as a perspective to have with life, because you talk about like choosing which fights you're willing. Like, is that a hill you want to die on?
Yeah.
And you can't die on every hill.
There are hills that I will choose to die on.
Exactly. Right.
And a lot of it has to do with music. You know,
because that's what's important to you,
yes.
Right? And I feel like there's so many. You know, you talked about like Free Palestine, or you talk about music. Those are two different hills to die on, right? Yeah. There are so many hills in life, and you don't have the energy or time to die on every hill.
Yeah.
So you have to know what's important to you.
Yeah.
You know, because let's say, for example, earlier I offered you a straw. And if you asked for a straw, I was going to give you a bamboo straw, right? It's not a plastic straw. And there's somebody who's passionate about not having plastic straws because it fucks up the turtles and the sea life and all that stuff. I also care about that, right? I also care about that, which is why I have bamboo straws. But I'm also not going to be that guy on the front line of saying like no plastic straws. Why? Because that's not a hill. Someone else is very passionate about that.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
And let them fight that battle.
Yeah.
You know, and
there are players that are more impactful in those types of spaces.
They're better to play that role. Like if we're on a basketball team, or like that person is better to play that role. Yeah. I'm not saying that I don't believe in their cause, or I'm not going to stand up for that, or show up to some event or this and that.
Not at all.
But it's not my fight to fight, because
realistically, how can I be a part of it in the ways that I feel like I can create impact?
Right.
At the level that I feel like I can operate in. Right?
Exactly.
So a lot of it is like conversations at home. How do you talk about shit that's going on politically? What the fuck?
What the fuck?
What the fuck?
Fuck.
You know, my dad's calling me every other day like, yo, do you see what's going on in the news? I'm like, dude, I don't even have the news on. I know what the fuck's going on in the world. You know? He's like, dude, we're going to hell and back. Like, we're going completely backwards, you know? And if you're not in tune with where I'm at politically, you can turn this bitch off right now. I don't give a fuck. Free Palestine, fuck Trump, all of you whatevers, you know? I'll have a meal with you maybe, and then smack you across the face and say I'm sorry.
That's just what it is. It's just what it is.
Anyway.
Back to our regularly scheduled program. No, but really though, like
that's where I cannot, like, I was at every fucking protest when I was at Berkeley. I was there in 2016 when Trump got elected, and we got fucking gassed because we were protesting his election, setting shit on fire, and then the cops fucking pinned us on Telegraph on either side, and I had to run back home. You know, like what the fuck?
That's crazy. I didn't know you were fucking there for that.
My boy was a fucking EMT during that time.
Shit.
My fucking classmate. Sorry.
It's okay. It's okay.
And yeah, it's crazy, you know. But I also understand like how important it is to, like, that's such a small sliver of life, you know, and for some folks they go with it and take it to the highest levels, right? I don't mean that in a bad way. Like, they really live and breathe that, whether it's being an advocate for what they believe in at a socio-political level, right? And for others, they live that and then go back to where they were. That was me. You know, I was doing that at Berkeley, and then I lived back at home for 7 years, living at basically living at a studio, day in and day out, you know. And a lot of that shaped me for who I am and what I was able to do, but also encouraged me to know where the important fights were for me to fight you know. And a lot of that is starting with like my little brother, with my sister, asking them how they feel about what the fuck's going on in the world, and informing them to make their own opinions as opposed to spoon feeding them what they feel like is right.
Right.
You know, that's how you encourage critical thinking for the next generation, is asking questions like, what do you think is actually going on in this world and how do you feel about it? You know, I don't think we get enough of those types of questions. It's a lot of, well, what do you think and why are you wrong? And let me tell you why.
I think we can even pull back a layer and say there's not even enough questions.
Yeah, no, that's true.
You know, there's not even enough questions. It's just like, this is what you should think, or have you seen this, or this is what's happening. You should feel this way. Like, we're already like leading in. And I say we as like a collective. I'm not saying every single person does that, but as a collective, we lead in with like our opinion or what someone should think or how they should feel.
Yeah.
Versus leading in with questions of like, what do you think about this?
Yeah.
Right? Because now we allow them to, like you said, have some critical thinking versus being like, this is the fucking way it is. This is how you should think. This is bad. This is good. We can share our thoughts on that and we can have disagreements, but I think it's more important to hold space to ask the questions so that people can think, because I feel like we have so many people in the world that don't think. They don't fucking think. They don't fucking think.
Their brain's just fucking smooth as shit. You know, looking like my dad's forehead.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Love my dad, man.
Yeah. I love your dad too.
Yeah, what were we talking about beforehand? Before we went off the
I don't know.
The political deep end.
I think
the X Factor of me moving back home.
Exactly. Oh, good job. Good. Cheers to that. Cheers to that. Cheers to the X Factor. Arlene, cheers to you.
Yeah. I think I was always wanting to be in a relationship. And a lot of that was because previously I didn't know how to take care and love myself. As cliche as it sounds, you know, I was searching for what I didn't provide for myself in others. But now, after intentionally, purposefully being on my own, you know, and knowing what it's like for me to care for myself, to provide soothing for myself, now I can show up for somebody else in the way in which they need, and have that kind of dance be reciprocal, right? The origin story is that my best friend at Berkeley is best friends with her growing up in high school, who I saw, which is why I went to that event a couple weeks ago, because the organization that I was a part of, her and I were on like student board together for 3 years. Shout out to Nikki. If it wasn't for you, I would not have met Arlene. Okay.
Ooh, hey.
And so, you know, one time she was like, Niko, can you bring me to Arlene? She lives in San Jose. She's going to San Jose State. Excuse me. And so I had brought her to go drop her off. And that was 11 years ago, maybe. 10 years ago? Probably 10 years ago now. Dropped her off. I met Arlene at that time. And then she got into a long-term relationship. And then I was in a couple relationships, you know. And then last summer... Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up, man.
I'm just laughing because I know.
I know. You know. I know you know. You know every little detail. Okay. But last summer, you know, I was still single, and at that point I was just like, oh. She popped up on my Instagram suggested. So I just hit follow.
He's a fool. Okay, keep going.
You know? And then I was direct with her. We had reconnected, and I was direct with her and saying, like, I'm not looking for anything because I'm just kind of doing me. You know?
What you needed to do as part of your evolution.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
At the same time, too, I was like, I was coming off of a long-term relationship. A certain someone who shall not be named, we had re-entered into my life. And so I was like on and off communicating with them. And so everything at that time was just kind of like tumultuous. I didn't want to add another factor.
Right.
To kind of fuck everything up for me even more, you know. But what actually ended up happening, and Arlene knows this, that chapter closed. And then I saw Arlene in person. And I was very direct in saying, I just want to hang out as friends. She had asked me, she was like, what's going on here? I was like, I'm not looking for anything. And we hung out. I had only expected to see her once before I went back to Vegas. I saw her 4 times that week. I was like,
something's going on here.
this is very, very interesting. Very, very interesting. And now we're together.
Yeah.
2 weeks later, she booked a flight to come kick it with me in Vegas. And it's just been very beautiful being able to explore a relationship that feels right, that's rooted in honesty. You know, because I was like, in all of my relationships past, in some way, shape, or form, I had said something to save my ass. Because I wanted to look good in the eyes of my partner at that time. I was like, you know what? If I'm going to start something with Arlene, I need to tell her what's going on. I'm like, this person is in my life. Here's the reason why I did not call you back when you were trying to call me. What you do with that information is up to you, but I just need to let you know that I'm telling you this because I value and respect you, right? But yeah, I had learned at a young age the importance of lying. I learned at an old age, unfortunately, the hurt that causes, right? And even later, the importance of not even considering lying for anything, you know? and that was kind of the growth that I feel like I've been able to experience because of me being on my own. You know, I'm like, I told my sister, I was like, at one point I was just so tired of putting up this fucking facade of whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
It's so fucking tiring.
It is fucking tiring.
Oh, I'm the great ass producer, incredible DJ.
That's actually not a facade, though,
great
people.
Ass student.
He is actually great at all those things.
Oh, shut the fuck up. No, shut the fuck up.
That's not a facade, though.
No, okay, all right, thank you.
Those are not facades. Those are not facades.
Okay,
you
to
are
your
actually
point.
great at those things.
Okay, number 3 thing of what you have said. Why don't you just accept my blessings? No. But
I am aware of that. I tell you that all the time.
Yeah, but you say you offer all of these, you know, gracious things for others. Why don't you just accept a good thing for yourself for once? And it was about paying for lunch. Fucking paying for lunch. God damn. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, but yeah, and I was like, or we were having some conversation about something. And I was like, dude, it's just so tiring to have to fucking put up this shroud all the time, you know? And, you know, I was very honest in the world, but why is it that in relationship I was always trying to cover my fucking ass? Why couldn't I just say, I made a mistake? Or, you know what, you're right, I did do that. Why did I prolong and enable that behavior for myself, you know? Whereas now, being in this relationship, everything is just like out on the table. You know how easy it is to fucking sleep?
Oh, I'm sure it feels great.
You know how easy it is to be at the studio and not have to fucking trip off of no shit?
I'm sure it feels very liberating and free.
Excuse me.
You know what, though? Like, as you're saying that, you talk about, like, why did I have to wait so long to, like, say, be honest in the relationship or not have to cover my ass?
Yeah.
Like, if you think about it, that probably stems from watching your parents go through what they went through.
That's exactly what it is.
And so now you're in a space of, like, overcompensating in this area of trying to keep this front, you know, because you don't want what happened there to happen with you.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. Please.
No. That's it. Like, just the awareness of, like,
I've interrupted you a lot. I'm so sorry.
This ain't about me, dog.
No, I know. And of course, I forget what I'm about to say.
That's okay.
The fucking irony of it all.
This happens in pretty much all the podcasts because this is a real conversation.
Yeah.
You know, like people were asking me about the podcast of like, oh, do you have notes? Do you have like these questions set up? And I'm like, no, not really.
Nah.
I maybe have like 2 or 3 things that I may want to ask them, but the idea is to like have just real conversations. And in real conversations, sometimes you get on the train, you're like, I don't even know where we're going. Actually, let's get off this train. Let's fucking jump on that train. Let's fucking head back south, you know?
Yeah. Wait, what the fuck was your question?
I don't know what the question was, but you know what? This is a good time to just fucking like, let's just switch up the conversation completely.
Okay, all right, yeah, go ahead.
I mean, okay, no, if you want to go back, we were basically talking about
overcompensating.
Arlene showing up to a relationship where you didn't have to hide, you didn't have to like cover your ass, like you could just be honest, you could just be yourself, and we were kind of in that space of what you're navigating and the relationship you're in now.
This is to an earlier point. I don't care as much as what people fucking think of me anymore.
Cheers. Cheers to that.
And that is the core of why I had done everything that I had did before.
Mm-hmm. There's a quote by Wayne Dyer. I think it's what other people think of you is none of your business. And I feel like we spend too much time worrying about what other people think. Whether it's a good thing, whether it's a bad thing.
Yeah.
We're doing things, you know what I mean? Like I don't care to live in other people's minds. Like everything that happens in my life, good, bad, whatever narration, whatever story I tell, like everything that happens in life, all gets interpreted in here. What I think is happening, is this good, is this bad? Do I want alchemizing yourself, right? Am I going to change this into a good story? Am I going to change this into a bad story? It always comes down to me. So like, why the fuck am I wasting any time worrying about what anybody else thinks of me?
Yeah.
They're not me. They don't know what I'm going through. They don't know what I've been through. They don't know where I'm going. So it's like, it's such a waste of time. And then we show up to life being inauthentic because we're trying to be something that we think that person will like. Whether it be a family member, whether it be a female, whether it be whatever, we're trying to be something thinking that that's what that person likes. And that's not even you.
It's so tiring.
It's so tiring. It's so tiring. Like, can we all just take our masks off, please?
God.
Everybody take your fucking mask off. Fuck these masquerade balls. Like, let's just fucking, can we just be real? And like, if you really like me, then you really like me, because this is who the fuck I am. And if you don't like me, fuck it. I don't care. I'm not saying fuck you, but I'm like, I don't care. There's somebody else you're gonna like, or you know what I mean? Like,
my predisposition to want to be perfect is flawed in and of itself, because every day of my life I have woken up with eczema. Like, what the fuck am I doing? Trying to spend my days trying to make this person think that I'm so great. And I look in the mirror, I'm like, oh, fuck. I'm dry as a cactus. You know, looking like a fucking sugar donut.
which are delicious.
They are delicious, but don't eat me, because that's weird. I'm not into all that shit.
Yeah, and he's got a lady now, so fucking relax,
X
people.
Factor?
Yeah. Didn't
She's
you hear
waiting
that?
for me out after this podcast. And if you got an issue, go get a tissue, because you're finna be crying. You're disappointed. Cannot do anything for you on that front. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, use a fool. Use a fool. I'm just gonna check this battery life real quick.
How long has it been recording for?
We're gonna go for about an hour. We're on yellow. I think we can go for a little bit before I have to switch out these batteries. We got some time. We got a little bit of time.
Damn. All of these happy birthday messages.
You're so popular. Goddamn shit.
Popular.
Man. You're so popular.
The Arlene was like, you should just save it for later today, because there's gonna be a lot. I'm like, nope. I gotta get through the queue.
Yeah, because if not, then I'm gonna have fucking 100 texts.
Yeah. I'm always so blessed. Anytime that like anybody ever just greets me for my birthday, you know, I have so much gratitude, you know, to be just so loved and, you know, just thought of by people, you know, whether it's out of like reflex to see that it's somebody's birthday or otherwise, like, actually has nothing to do with that, because I know that everybody that has reached out to me, I have had a meaningful connection with them, whether currently or at some point.
Right.
And that's beautiful. You know, At my lowest points where I felt so isolated, a lot of it had to do, like coming back from that, a lot of it had to do with re-tapping back into my community. Understanding who was there for me, you know. They always say, like, oh, who's there for you at your lowest? But, like, if they're there for you, they're there for you. And no matter at which point of coming back up, you know.
Right.
And everybody that's greeted me, I love you. So thank you.
That. I love that.
Thank you for making me who I am. And they've all been part of my village in the same way that you have been since I was fucking 8 and husky. You know?
And now you're 30. Damn. That's fucking...
extra husky.
Extra fly with your fucking one of one. This motherfucker, if you don't know this dude, he has all the one of one shit. Like these glasses, no one else in the world has these glasses.
No.
Because he gets one of one shit. He has all the nicest shit. The fucking keyboards. Let me make this fucking keyboard that's fucking
whatever. What the fuck ever, man. Okay.
No, but it's who you are, and it's what makes you who you are. You know what I mean? Those are things that you care about, and I love it.
How many times have I texted you being like, man, you know I like nice things, right?
No.
Like, enable me to buy this really expensive thing for myself.
Even a few days ago, we were like trying to set a time for this podcast. You're like, I'm about to go to Guitar Center right now. And I'm like, this motherfucker. He's about to come up with
it. I bought the thing, by the way. And it's now on my desk at home. You know? It's crazy.
Okay. Wow. Okay. This is a good segue. I hope we have enough battery life. If not, I mean, I have extra battery, so like we'll change this out.
Yeah.
Let me just check this one. Can you tap the back of that screen? I just want to see where that's at. All right.
We can swap them. You can swap them?
Okay. You know what? Let's actually, we'll take this as a break. Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll take a little short recess right here. This is the commercial break for my sponsors that I don't have yet. Or maybe I do, because this is season 2 now.
Suntory Whiskey!
Suntory, arigatou gozaimasu. Onegaishimasu. Yeah, we're going to take a little break. I'm going to swap out these batteries, and then we'll jump back in. And we're going to change gears, because I do have some other things that I want to ask you that we talked about earlier.
Yeah.
That, like, are just, like, coming back to surface now that we're taking this break. So, we'll hit a pause. We'll catch y'all in a little bit. If you are at home and you're watching this and not driving, because we're obviously not driving, fucking pour yourself a drink.
Yeah.
Yeah, join us.
Don't fucking drink and drive, you fucking dirtbag.
All right.
Mind you, I have a 7 a.m. meeting tomorrow.
But it ain't like you're going to turn up tonight, are you? Maybe. Maybe. Who knows? Okay. All right, guys. We're back. I don't know how long the intermission was, but we're back with another drink.
Kampai.
Kampai.
Arlene asked me the other day, she was like, why do we clink to the bottom, like after we cheers?
Oh, do you know why? I actually just found this out when I was working at the bar.
Okay, my understanding was for the folks that can't cheers us anymore.
That's also what I've been told as well.
Okay.
Basically for the folks that are not here anymore.
Yeah.
Like, cheers to you.
And cheers to the folks that we've been with.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Cheers to that. And?
Name one person.
My cousin Niko.
Okay. Cheers to Drew. Yeah. That's crazy. Bro, that was 11 years ago.
Damn. Speaking of that, I would actually like to have Julie on the podcast. I think she'd be a cool person to have on the podcast. Julie?
Yeah. Her story is crazy. Just
I know.
And then Bryant would be crazy he might be a little crazy, you know.
It's okay. Honestly,
but I'll be on the side.
Just in case.
I'll be outside the van.
No,
hey, you know.
The idea really is to just hold space for people. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like in general...
That was a big hit for the community.
Dude, really though.
Like, because that brotherhood spans generations, you know. So... And Union City's small, so, you know,
Union City is small.
We know... Everybody knows everybody.
Yeah. It's a love thing and a hate thing. Not I don't want to say hate. It's not a hate thing, actually. I don't hate it at all.
It's just a very unique dynamic that is
Union City.
And that is Union City.
That is Union City.
And it's not... I don't know, maybe for other similarly sized cities that are the same, you know, with the fact that, like, we're so rooted in community and trying to consistently make a stamp in the Bay. Like, we're part of the Bay Area. We're part of the Bay Area. So important.
It is very important. Yeah. And I think just in general, like with our community, because there's so much brown culture in Union City.
Yeah.
Asians, Mexicans, and so like if you think about the root of those cultures, everything is very family.
I think I only had one white person in my class for real.
Right? I mean, even think about like, okay, I think about the wrestling team. And it's like, Kirk and Eric, like the Fitzpatricks. Oh, those are the token white guys on the team versus it being like you're the token Filipino or you're the token black guy. Like, it was the opposite. It was the opposite for like us growing up. Like in Union City, like...
You knew what it meant to be Filipino growing up in the Bay Area.
Right. And you were very proud of that.
Yeah.
You were very proud of that.
Speaking of, like, that's why for a very long time I didn't care to go back to the Philippines because I was born here and I had a strong sense of identity being around so many folks that had a similar experience. A lot of us didn't care to go back to the Philippines because this is what we knew. But then as I've gotten older, now being 30...
Relax.
Okay, I know.
I'm about to be 40. Relax.
Hey.
Relax with your 30 shit.
I didn't choose to be 40. Alright? So that's on you. That's what you gotta deal with, okay?
It's not that what I got to deal with, because there's one thing that my dad has told me that I really like take to, and he said...
Shout out Pops, man.
Yep. Growing old is a privilege denied to many. And we have
to the folks that we just cheers to.
Yeah. Exactly. Because, damn, how old was Niko when he passed? 81. He passed in, 2016? You're better at math. You went to Berkeley. Under 40, right?
Yeah, well,
because 40 would have been...
35?
Right.
Was it 35?
35.
Yeah,
something of that.
You got 4 years over him.
Right.
Yeah.
So he didn't even make it.
I have 8 over Drew.
Right. And so it's like they didn't make it to where we're at. And so we can joke, oh, this person's
many
old,
more over others that have passed in my life,
Correct.
We can make a joke about, I'm sorry.
I don't know where we're going with that. But basically.
Yeah. Even more of a reason why, like, that's why anything that I feel like I experience now is just extra. It's a bonus. And that's what I mean when I say I don't care as much. It's honestly helped my mental more than anything to not overthink as much, just because everything that I get to experience and all the little shit that we feel like we should be tripping off about, like, oh, I want to make this much money, or I want this type of job, I want this type of car, I want this type of career, I want this type of person in my life. Like, bro, I got to wake up today. I got to fucking see the sun the next day.
Perspective, man.
I got to fucking call my mom. I got to talk to my grandparents. I got to hug my partner, kiss my partner. I got to tell a joke to my siblings. I got in an argument with my friends. That's like...
You're alive, man. You're experiencing all the things that a human being can experience. Highs, lows, good things, bad things. Like, this is what it means to be human. It's like, if that rose bush is going to be alive, like, it also goes through the season where there's no bloom and where it's decomposing and then it's coming back to life. Like, it goes through all the things. And as human beings, like, we go through all the things. We go through the highs. We go through the lows. The joking's with us.
We don't know it, though. If you're not aware of it enough in the moment, right? You're just, like, talking about where I was at 21. I didn't give a fuck about taking myself outside of myself to understand where I was at in life, because I was so focused on, this is the emotion I'm feeling. This is the problem that I'm going through. And that sums up the core of what I was at that time. This is my identity. So tied to all these things that don't really fucking matter.
Don't matter.
They don't.
Fucking don't matter.
What matters is this.
100%.
The fact that we can sit and have this, in the same way that many people can't. And I've had a lot of really crazy, dope-ass experiences because of all of the things that I've been able to be a part of. The fucking audiobook.
Yeah.
Fucking the Wish Bus with Daryl. and Zoldy and Geese. Like, what? I'm in LA performing on this fucking crazy ass, worldwide, globally recognized, Filipino rooted thing. In a barong. All 4 of us are in barongs. You know? Like, I get to throw a show in Vegas. I get to go to this studio session. I get to have this meal. All of that is because I am alive. You know, and because of all of the opportunities that I've been blessed with. And many people, their lifelines have just been cut short for one reason or the other.
Yeah.
You know,
and the ones that are still here don't always have that perspective to see that they're just experiences, you know, and that we are blessed to have these experiences. Like, almost to cycle back to...
Shout out to... Wait.
Yeah.
I wanted to dedicate my cheers also to Kuya Ray. He was the one that gave me my start in music. That was another death that really hit me hard last year. He was a pioneer in the Filipino community, and he gave me my first DJ residency, and he passed unexpectedly last year, you know. And so speaking about folks that we honor, you know, to your point about what we do as people that are alive that don't have this perspective, and for those that may have that, you know, I was going to say in response, as I interrupt you again.
That's okay.
Yeah, my old boss at my old job, he would always say, death is so unique because he had encountered death from very close people from him at such an early age. He's like, your purpose now still being on this earth is to carry on the torch that they had left you. How do you embody their spirit for yourself in your own way? How do you make sure that their image and legacy lives on through you? And if it's anything based off of the people that have passed that are in my life, it's to just be myself, you know? You see these in interviews all the time where people are like, they didn't want me to be sad, this, that, and the third, right? But like, it's true. Somewhere in the ether, in the universe, heaven, whatever you would like to call it, all the folks that are now our ancestors are rooting for us to still do our best. Because they're the ones that know when our expiration date is. So it's like, well, what are you going to do up until that point?
Yep. No, I feel that. Oh man, I feel like I could pivot with so many different directions in what you just said. So
pick one.
I'm going to pick one. Because this actually cycles back to something we talked about earlier while linking very much to what we're talking about now.
Okay.
And you talk about people that are not here with us anymore. And I'd like to highlight my cousin Niko, who also played a big role in your life.
DJ, martial artist, fucking goofy ass motherfucker, man. Felt like a big bro to me.
Yeah, he's actually who I dedicated the book to.
Yeah,
Exit the Dragon. Like, he played such a huge role in my life. Period. He played such a huge role in my life. Period. But especially and specifically in that time period of what Exit the Dragon was. And so it was just almost like, I didn't know who I was going to dedicate the book to when I got to the end of the book. But it was like, when I got to that point and he had already passed, I'm like, there's no other person who I could dedicate this book to other than him. And talking about taking the things that we've learned from people and like continuing to like carry that torch, like you said, and to go back to a conversation we had earlier, I feel like a lot of my... I don't know how to describe this. The way I infuse music and dance into my martial arts, I feel like is hugely inspired by him. You know, he was a bigger guy.
Yeah.
He was huge.
He was huge. You walk into a room and you know it's him.
Right. And you wouldn't think that he had
very hard to miss.
You wouldn't think he had the agility,
dude,
to do what
how did he float? How the fuck did he punch me so fucking far? I blink and I'm like, oh fuck, I'm on the floor.
So, to talk about that, because the way he moved,
it's crazy. You miss somebody's punch, you know? Or somebody's kick, like.
No, I feel that.
And it was years for me. Less so for you, but like, you know.
Right.
Sorry.
No, it's okay.
I'm gonna stop apologizing because I'm just gonna keep interrupting you.
You actually should stop apologizing. You should stop apologizing. Because this is the nature of life.
Fuck you, Uncle John. I'm gonna interrupt you now.
Oh. Now you better apologize for that shit. Shit. Now, like, the music, I saw the rhythm, I saw the timing, I saw how, like, he fought, and it was like he was, like, breakdancing, you know? And I bring that into the way I express myself now. So, to use that as a segue, to highlight him, right? And
I see why.
And to bridge the gap between music and martial arts. Because if we pull back the layer, it's really just art. Music is a way to express yourself. Martial arts, for those who are prospectively aware, is a way to express yourself. Some people use it as a way to like let out anger, to let out things, and they just kind of fight for those reasons, or maybe their ego's involved.
Which is fine.
Right? Because there's also ego involved in music.
That's just the first layer, though.
Right.
You don't know why you're doing what you're doing.
So let's come back, because this is actually a conversation that I wanted to have with you, which I was also okay with not
Uncle
having
John,
if we didn't have
to it, because you've been mentioning
fucking shit.
The third, you said the third time.
Jazz. Let's talk about jazz.
Okay.
Let's talk about jazz. We talked about jazz earlier.
Okay, fine. Yeah, we're gonna talk about jazz. All right, we're gonna talk about jazz. God damn it.
If you were to, what is your as a musician? What is your definition of jazz? Tell me, please. Enlighten me, as if I don't know. Just like you didn't know the expressing of the fucking lemon. Talk to me about jazz.
Jazz is Black American music.
Okay.
Rooted in kind of this counter expression from what was allowed during the time that jazz was created. It's purely American. It's the only thing that is American.
Okay. Oh, I love this. Keep
Everything in the United States has been stolen from all of the countries that they have colonized, right?
Okay.
Except for jazz music. It's uniquely black. It has roots all over the place in fucking Harlem, the South. It was a way to express not only work music, right? But also a way to create community and a counter space from what was uniquely accepted in the mainstream, which was classical, generally, right?
Okay.
So you have a lot of great musicians that are also tied to beliefs, methodologies, perspectives that are kind of counter to what would be accepted in the mainstream. Composers and artists like fucking Charles Mingus, Miles Davis, right? But jazz to me is a way to, there's always a joke of like, jazz is basically, it just sounds like shit because you don't know what the fuck's going on.
Okay.
And you have the jazz snob that's like, well, this is what the music theory and the chord progressions. Mind you, I am not the greatest musician, but I just love jazz, right? So others may be able to speak more to it, but I just know as somebody that is a spectator and player,
but he is still a great musician.
Okay.
Maybe not the greatest.
Yes.
But still a great musician in his own right.
Thank you. A lot of it is just live composition of music, and that's just what improvisation is, in the same way that you do when you're out fighting.
Perfect. This is exactly where I wanted to fucking go with this.
You're in the fucking ring, right? Boop, there's a ring there, and you're like, oh shit, I prepared for this, but this man's throwing a left instead of a right. What the fuck do I do now? Let me go back into my pocketbook and strike differently. Jazz is this constant dynamic way of musical expression that is akin to tapping into your unconscious, because you can't just fucking sit there and write shit and then play it. You're playing it as you're writing it. And jazz is the purest form of expression when it comes to music. That's just my take.
No, I love this. I love where this is going. No, I love this. I love this because.
Did I get the right answer? Do I get an A plus?
A plus. A plus. A plus.
We're denying
Easy.
these
Fucking Berkeley trauma trying to get A pluses and shit.
Shut the fuck up.
Relax, relax. Bro.
I withheld that.
We get an A plus. We get an A plus.
You dug into it. All right. So you motherfucker.
We're on our third drink over here, guys. We're on our third drink.
I'm 30.
But he's 30. He's 30. So a space that I got into when I moved to San Diego, right? Shortly after we recorded the audiobook. And I feel like you were, and this is why I want to bring this topic up, I feel like you were a catalyst in this movement towards me. You weren't the first time I infused music with my martial arts, right? I think when I was in San Diego the first time, 2006 to 2009, my boxing coach, Tiger Smalls, ooh, I should get you on the motherfucking podcast, motherfucker. He introduced me.
I don't want to spar.
To a man named Emmanuel Augustus.
Okay.
Like the drunken boxer, like the way he like danced when he boxed, you know. And I feel like that was my first real introduction to like infusing music and dance.
That's why I hated fighting you. You and my Uncle Barry at Roots. Dude,
Barry would actually be a great person too. Barry, I'm coming for you, dog.
It's horrible. Because my dad's always like, dude, I don't know where it's fucking coming from. I'm like, I'm pretty sure Uncle John and Uncle Barry fight the same way. You just don't know what to expect.
Okay, so speaking of that, we'll use that as a segue. The reason it's that is because...
Mind you, I haven't been in martial arts for like 10 years now.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I realize that what I'm doing is martial jazz. Right? It's not martial arts. It's martial jazz.
Try it again.
Okay, it's martial jazz. It's martial jazz because it's all improv.
Yeah.
And so that's why I dance so much when I fight, is because what I'm doing is I'm just listening to the music. I'm letting the music play me. That's what I'm doing. I'm basically detaching from my ego.
Yeah.
And I'm allowing the music. And this was actually something that came to me a lot when we were recording the audio, because you were introducing me to a lot of music that I hadn't listened to before.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I was just like, when I was listening to it, also in that, I did a whole fucking thing where I took the album Mirage.
Oh, my project.
Right, because you basically produced that project during the time that I was working on Exit the Dragon.
Yeah.
Right? When did that come out? I know you know fucking when that came out.
It was 2021.
2021?
Yeah. Right.
So that's the same year that I fucking released Exit the Dragon as an audiobook.
Yeah.
But we were hanging out a lot during that time.
Yeah.
And I remember listening to that soundtrack, that album, whatever you want to label that as. Soundscape. This
body of work, whatever.
Yeah. This catalog of this is who I am in this moment and what I want to produce of who I am.
Yeah.
Fucking Pablo Picasso's fucking gray period type shit. You know? It was Niko Steffen's fucking Mirage era.
Oh,
right?
Shit.
But I remember listening to the music and just allowing myself to not compartmentalize how I wanted to move my body.
Yeah.
Maybe I was dancing, maybe I was shadowboxing.
You didn't have to worry about the right things.
Right. I'm just allowing myself to be whatever.
No, just be.
Period. And so I think that was a huge catalyst. Like I said, it wasn't the first time that I experienced music in relation to martial arts, but I feel like there was a huge growth period when I was linking with you, working on the audiobook of that.
Yeah.
And I realized that I'm like, oh my God, like this is all just jazz. Like, why am I even wasting my time practicing combinations when I don't even do that combination when I fight? I don't even do that. Yeah. I just trust whatever's gonna happen. I feel the space, I feel the void, I harmonize.
Yeah.
I listen to the beat of my opponent, the cadence that they operate at, and then I just fill the space.
Yeah.
Like, oh, this person's playing the trumpet and he's hitting these fucking keys. Cool. I'm gonna fucking jump in with the fucking you know, I'm just gonna I'm gonna fill the space and I'm gonna match that.
Yeah.
And then you're gonna give me an opportunity to like hit my own little riff and I get my own little solo. bro, better watch out. I'll make you this fucking spin kick right now, dog.
Yeah.
But it's on beat and it's in rhythm and it's on timing. And I feel like at that point, I really started to get away from this is how you have to do it, or this is the combination. This is the chorus that you have to sing, versus like just sing. Just do. Just be. Listen to the music. Let it play you. Like, let it play you. Don't play the music. Let the music play you.
A counterpoint, right? So the only reason why jazz musicians are as great as they are is because they have practiced the foundations and basics for countless times over and over, right? The reason why they can pull that shit out of their ass in the best way possible is because they know what it takes to be able to get to that point. You see musicians often playing like this. They're literally like this. Over the fucking piano, like fucking playing the greatest shit of their lives, right? In the same way that you are for martial arts. Because martial arts it's beyond your timeline. It's literally, you were just put onto the timeline at some point and you carried it forward, but it extends far before and far after you.
Yes.
Right? So
yes.
That is why you're able to, because of the level of, I don't know any other way to say it aside from like your level of awakening and your perspective, right? On just your way of being, right? But that's why you're able to school motherfuckers without breaking a sweat. And it's because those basics were ingrained in you, for better or for worse, at a young age.
Right.
And strengthened in your intermediary and older ages to now inform what you do unconsciously. And that is the beauty of being a master at work. So if I talk about what I want to be at 40, I'm an expert now at 30. At 40, I want to exhibit a level of mastery that I don't have to think about. That is the goal. I don't care about making the greatest piece of music. I want to be the best musician and producer as possible, not relative to anybody else except for where I was 10 years ago. That is my goal. Simple as that? Simple, right?
Simple. It is actually that simple.
Which is funny because now I'm trying to actually double back and reinforce my foundations. I'm like, where can I take piano lessons at?
You obviously just bought a fucking piano.
Yeah, I did.
Fucking crazy ass.
I know I'm crazy. I understand.
You like nice things.
I love nice things. It's not just like,
right.
Okay?
It's not. You're right.
It's not just a like or like a genuine, like a slight interest. It's let me spend 6 hours of my day comparing and contrasting what I love, you know?
Yeah.
So to your point,
you have great taste. That's what it is.
Thank you. But when it comes to being a martial jazz musician, right? Which is what I'll call it. A lot of what you're able to improvise on is because you have such a strong understanding of the foundations and basics of why things are done the way that they are. That is what makes a jazz musician phenomenal. They're not just fucking pressing keys. They know what they're pressing, but they've practiced it 24/7 to be able to get on that stage and do what they do in a live setting without any second thought, because of how they have devoted themselves to their craft.
Yes. Thank you. All of that. No, for real. So my last fight, right, at Bellator, I actually went into training camp. I went into training camp already with my shoulder fucked up. I hadn't gotten an MRI yet. So I didn't know
Why did you take the fight? Was it the Leo in you to take that fight?
I would say yes. Part of it. I wouldn't say yes.
In any other situation, Dana White would have been like, no, you can't do this. Why did you take it?
I took it because I was in the momentum was so large.
There's no right answer, okay?
No, there's no right answer. I couldn't stop the momentum at this point. I basically moved to San Diego, right? Shortly after we filmed the audiobook. Moving to San Diego, I bought this van.
And I had asked you, I remember, I was like, are you going to fight again?
And I wasn't at the time.
Yeah, I know.
I wasn't at the time.
I know.
But I was in this arc of allowing myself to rediscover who I was. And part of it was trying on old hats. Do I still like to rock this? Do I still want to wear that? And I felt like I was already triumphing all these smaller things. Traveling internationally alone, buying this van, moving into a van, becoming a bartender. I was like constantly just like checking off all of these like side quest things. And it was like Duolingo. All of a sudden, oh fuck it, now I'm on gold. I got a gold circle on that, I got a gold circle on that, I got a gold circle on that. I'm like, well, there's actually kind of one more circle that you kind of want to make gold. And it's like, you always wanted to fight on this big show in San Diego, so like, go do it then. Fuck it. And so I got to this point, win or lose.
Yeah.
I got to this point and I was talking to my coach and he was on...
Did your coach knew?
My coach knew.
Okay.
My coach knew, and he was, in the beginning, like, advising me, like, away from... Even before my shoulder was fucked up, he was already advising me away from the path that I wanted to take of, like, bro, you're just gonna jump into this Bellator fight? Like, dog.
The
like
fiery path.
Yeah, like, you're choosing the hardest path, motherfucker. Yeah. Like, you haven't fought in a decade and you want to go do this shit? Like,
what? You want to go
I'm down,
you want to go spin at Coachella?
Yeah, like I'm down for you. Like, you know what I mean? Like, as if, like, hey, man, you want to... I'm going to war with you. Yeah. I mean, but I'm like, I'm your boy, so, like, I'll fucking go to the loony bin with you type of shit, you know? So, I had this opportunity, and I was the one who reached out to Bellator, and I was like, how can I get on this card? Oh, yeah, I got to fight that person? Fuck it. I don't give a fuck. I'll fight that person. I don't give a fuck who. Like... Because there's a part of it... Okay, there's two parts. On one layer, it was the reliving old dreams. You know, it was like post-divorce, all the things I wanted to do in my 20s, go
like
check them off.
Fuck it.
Fuck it. It was that. It was fuck it, right? The other part was this, the martial jazz part. And so there's a part of me that I was like, I went into fight camp, because I actually hurt my shoulder... in the process of getting ready for this jiu-jitsu super fight. It was like my first competition at brown belt, and I hurt my shoulder in preparation for that. I already knew that Bellator was kind of on the table, and I was like, fuck, my shoulder's kind of fucked up, but like, I don't want to miss this opportunity. Because I think there's a part of my subconscious that knew that was like, if you don't do this, you're never going to do this. Because I hadn't fought for how long? Obviously, we recorded an audiobook about me walking away from fighting.
Yeah.
You know, so it's like, you know what, if you don't do this, you actually probably might not actually ever do this. So, like, fuck it, let's do this.
Yeah.
On the other layer, it was this martial jazz side of, I literally only sparred the first week of that training camp. 8-week training camp, I sparred one time. I sparred a little bit beforehand, but I was like more focused on jiu-jitsu because I was getting ready for this jiu-jitsu super fight.
Yeah.
But a part of it was like, I wonder if I could still do this anyways.
Yeah.
Meaning like, I don't have my right arm and I'm right-handed and my strongest punch is my right hand and I can't punch and I'm fighting a wrestler. So I'm either going to have to A, fight on the edge of the distance or fight up really close, which is against my favor because he's this fucking...
it's your non-dominant.
It's my non-dominant. But it was this martial jazz of like, let me just trust myself and let's see if I could do it anyways.
Yeah.
I didn't spar this entire camp. Because I couldn't. I couldn't even hit the mitts. We're hitting mitts and all I'm doing is kicking. I'm literally kicking. I mean, I had my coach Carl on the podcast. He was season 1, episode 2. And we were like, it was like getting ready for a taekwondo fight. Because all I did is kick in camp. You know? But it was
the hands go nowhere.
I wonder if I could still pull this off anyways.
Yeah.
So it was almost like a test. All right, your shoulder's fucked up. All you can do is kick. You can't really grapple too much because your shoulder's like, you don't have fucking strength. But let's see if we can just trust ourselves anyways. Let's see if we can play with the notes anyways. Let's see if I can back up this person and only 3 of my 4 strings on this bass guitar can work right now. But can I still play? Can I still play with 3 strings?
Hold on. I was gonna say,
go.
Well, it's a little bit different though, because in martial arts, like,
it's different.
You kind of need all of your limbs, right? But like in a band setting, you can kind of get away with it, you know. So it's like showing up for a construction project and you don't have any of your one of your most important tools.
Yeah.
Like you show up to the gig with no bass.
But you're gonna play anyways.
What the fuck are you gonna play?
That was part of it. It was like literally saying like, can I do this?
Yeah.
Can I still do this anyways? What's going to happen anyways? You know?
But this doesn't answer my question. My
Okay.
question,
Okay, what's your question?
was why?
Why? Like, why did I take the fight?
Yeah. Okay, because you obviously did not experience the gravest outcome of making it even worse for your shoulder situation. But it still could have been the case. Why did you take it?
To kind of go back.
You explained how.
Yeah.
I need to know why.
I needed to do it for my younger self.
Okay.
Like I said, I was in this era post-divorce, right? You're a little delulu, right? Bro, I fucking moved to San Diego in May.
No,
1 month later, bought the van.
It's more than a little. It's more than a little, and you let on better than you shown the world. I'll just say that much.
I had to do it for my younger self. I had to do it for that person.
It's the same. Fuck it. Why not?
Fuck it.
Yeah.
Because it was like, I knew my shoulder was fucked up. I didn't have an MRI yet, but in the back of my mind, I'm like, I know shit's fucked up. Yeah. I've had 4 surgeries already before this. Like, I'm like, I know shit's fucked up. I almost just don't want to know that it's fucked up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so it's like, if it's fucked up, and I have to have surgery anyways. This is my like subconscious, like back of my mind. I'm not really talking to anybody about this, but in the back of my mind, it's like, if my shit's fucked up anyways, and I have to have surgery.
Yeah.
If I have surgery, it's probably a 99% chance I'm not going to come back to fighting.
Yeah.
Because obviously, what are you doing, bro? You're about to be 40 years old, And so I was like, well, fuck, dude. If I'm going to have surgery anyways, fuck it.
Yeah.
Send it. You may never do this again.
That's fair.
And you talk about experiences that you have and being able to live at this point that some people don't get to this point.
Yeah.
Some people don't get to make it to 30. Yeah. Some people don't get to make it to 40. I actually technically haven't made it to 40 yet. I still have a few more months.
July.
August.
I'm so sorry.
August. Yeah, motherfucker.
Hey, I don't fight you. Look.
I'm just kidding.
You're the best martial jazz musician. All right, look, and I am a learning student in martial jazz musicianship.
But it was like, fuck, dude.
Pause. Wait. Are you driving after this?
No, dude, I'm fucking here. I'm posted. Why? You're trying to fucking have another one? You trying to make me finish this drink right now? Look at this, guys. Look at this peer pressure from this 30-year-old.
Hold on. Damn. I just got a text. We are leaving for dinner around 6. And guess what time it is?
It's 6. So we should actually just finish this podcast right now. Because you're leaving at 6. So we can't even have another drink. We can't even have another drink. You're trying to get me to fucking have another drink? Yeah, you're the one who's fucking about to be 30. You drink that. Cheers.
About to be. I am.
Oh, you're 30. You are 30. You are 30.
We didn't get to do the cool part. Maybe we can do that as like a secondary something.
Okay.
Wait. Actually, we should do that for the summer. It should just be a whole day.
You know what we're gonna do? This is what we're gonna do, guys. Because I was planning to. We were planning
just
to
tell them. Tell the general public.
We were planning to go into fucking the house where we recorded the audiobook.
Oh.
What?
He said you were planning on going to fucking the house. That's crazy. Why would you say that? I love the gay people.
Let this man drink his whiskey on his 30th birthday.
Why would you say that?
Let me retract my statement.
If you could redo the English, that would be great.
We were planning to go into the house. Let me put on my Mr.
I'm not tripping, right? He said that. He said that?
I said that.
Okay.
But I'll put on my Mr. Mac hat.
No, fuck the Mr. Mac hat, because I was a Mr. Martinez at one point, all right? So.
Okay. We were going to go into the house. And my plan was to highlight what some of the things that he's been working on, maybe listen to some beats, get into the studio so you guys can see where we filmed the audiobook. But he is leaving for dinner in 2 minutes. So
sorry.
We're going to pause that idea and we are going to cycle back to this because I'm going to be here on Saturday.
Oh, wait,
for your birthday party. For your birthday party.
You get to see the full picture.
I'm going to come early. I'm going to come early.
Perfect.
I'll come early. We'll fuck around, show me some beats. I'll help set up and then we'll fucking film there. Because it's not going to be filmed today.
No. Because I'll have a different outfit. I might be in a, I don't know, Speedo.
He will not be in no Speedo on his birthday
A husky
party.
Speedo.
Okay, so we're gonna wrap this up because it is 5:59 and they're leaving for dinner at 6 o'clock.
If you have more questions, feel free to ask me. I may not answer them. I'm sorry in advance, but just know, my bad.
Okay, so I'm gonna leave you with. Let's end with this then. Let's end with this. You're 30 years old now.
Yeah.
What would you, at 30 years old, tell your 21-year-old self?
It's gonna be alright. Stop tripping. Honestly, that is the core of what I would have told myself. And the reason why I say that is because everything that I feel like I had worried about actually has no impact on what the fuck I'm doing now. Everything that I was fucking tripping off of in that moment no longer applies to me. And what I would tell myself is that it's going to be okay. Focus on building relationships that actually fulfill you. Understand what it means to take care of yourself. And know that where you're at is where you're supposed to be. That is what I would say to myself.
I love that. Well, let's go one more layer. Let's
Okay.
go one more layer. Let's
Okay,
go one
go
more
ahead.
layer. One more.
Go ahead.
One más. Future trip for me. You're 40.
Not me, that's you.
I know. What would your 40-year-old self tell your 30-year-old self? Like, you just turned 30. This is what your mindset is at 30. Who you are, what you care about, this and that. Jump 10 years down the line, you're 40 years old, you're my age. Obviously, you don't know where the fuck you're going to be at 40.
Yeah.
But just imagine. Imagine you're 40 years old. Where you're at, what you've wanted to accomplish in your 30s. Looking back, what do you think you would tell yourself? Your 40-year-old self would tell your 30-year-old self. Think about the jump you made from 21 to 30. Jump that again, 30 to 40. This is imagination, right? Because you literally are 30 today.
I would say to myself that you did it again. It's funny. I was watching these there's this one dude, he does quick 30-second interviews with billionaires all over the world. And one consistent thing that they have all said is that I can build it back up from zero, from negative back to where I'm at, and it's because of the people that I have around me. The people that I have around me will always take care of me.
I love that.
The thing that I would say to my 30-year-old self is that you can do it again. If I lost everything, if I had no job and I only had music to make, I would still be doing the same thing that I'm doing. And it's because it fulfills me. I always used to make this joke that if ever I were to end up in a mental health facility, the only things that would be coming out of my brain were symphonies. So whether I'm cognizant of what I'm doing or not, that's what I'll be doing. So at 40, I'll be doing the same thing I'm doing now. Just a little bit better.
I love that. I love that. Happy birthday.
Thank you, Unc.
We'll end the podcast on that note. But now that you're moving back, we'll run back another one.
Yeah.
I'm sure we'll run back another one once you move back. But we'll catch y'all in the next one.
I took his drink.
He took my drink.
Sorry.
It's okay. He's 30.
Yeah, my
He's 30.
bad.
He's 30. I love
Thank you,
you.
Unc. I love you too. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Wow.